Bernard Tobin here, RealAgriculture.com at the World Dairy Expo, and we have caught up with one of the most distinguished Ontarians who's been coming to the World Dairy Expo since 1969, Mr. Bert Stewart. Bert, hey, thanks for taking the time and stopping and having a chat.
Thank you very much for asking me.
Hey, now you're here this year as part of, with 4-H, the 4-H National Dairy Judging Team, and we've got some members back here, and we'll talk to them a little bit later. You've been coming with this team since 1990, is that right?
Yeah. I was given the opportunity to be fundraising chairman for the 1989 Holstein annual meeting.
Right.
And I said, if I raise some money, I want to know where it's going to go.
Yeah.
So they said, come up with a good idea. And so my committee and we discussed this, and I suggested that we should get back to the situation that was many years ago when each county had a team. So they agreed to it, and in 1990 we got it started.
Right. Now, who's on the team this year? You can name them out and they can raise their hands?
Sure.
Oh,
start at the girls. This is Deanna Ringleberg from Wentworth County.
Hi, Deanna.
And this is Madison Dyment from Brant County, actually Oxford. She lives in Oxford.
Yeah.
And this is Derek Vanderwalt. From Perth County.
From Perth County. And one person's missing, right?
Yeah, Chris Decline.
Mm-hmm.
He's also from Oxford.
Middlesex.
No, he's Middlesex, right? Yeah, Middlesex.
Oh, okay.
Burgess, yeah.
But Chris is busy helping people in the shows.
Yeah. So tell me about the team. You've been coming down here with them since 1990. Tell us a little bit about the competition and what do you got to do to win, and I guess what everybody learns down here.
We never ever thought that we could come and win because there's 6 or 7 counties or states that are very, very tough.
Right.
And our dream, or my dream, was to be in the first third of the competition, and we've ranged from 3 to 20, I think 24th. One year there was 33 teams and we ended up about 24th. That was the lowest.
Third last year, right?
Last year we had the highest we've ever been. And we were in the middle of the 6 big wheels.
Right.
And it was pretty much fun.
Awesome. Now, it's not about winning, you said. I mean, it's all about, the experiences that these young folks.
These 4 are the top 4 in Ontario. And their prize for winning in Ontario is to come to World Dairy Expo. And we can't compete here for a prize. They allow us to compete, and then they give us a score when it's over.
Take us quickly through the competition. How does it work?
Well, the competition, they arrange for 10 classes, 5 in milk, 5 heifer and calf classes, and we give reasons on the 5 milking classes. So it's there's 50 points for the non-classes for placings, and then there's 50 points for reasons and 50 points for placings in the milking classes. So, but we only give reasons in the afternoon on the 5 milking classes.
Yeah. Tell us about what these young people gain from this experience. I know there's lots of contacts to be made. There's lots of confidence, some some great experiences.
Well, we think bringing them here is a nice prize. It costs our trust fund a few more bucks than maybe we anticipated, and this year is going to be worse because the U.S. money is so high. But nevertheless, we'll raise some more money.
Awesome.
And I hope this continues for many years.
Yeah.
But
talk a little bit about this show. I mean, how has this changed over the years? You mentioned first time you were here in '69.
Prior to that, the Royal Winter Fair was the big thing for us, and it still is big. But those of us that weren't totally happy with what happened at the Royal, we went to Chicago. The International Dairy Show was held in Chicago, and all the Americans that weren't happy at Waterloo, they also met us in Chicago for a big battle. And Chicago was a big deal. Well, this friend of mine, Alan Hetz, was kind of instrumental in getting this started, he and some other people. And the first show here was in '67. And a 2-year-old, wasn't a big show, but a 2-year-old was grand. And in '68, we had some Canadian cattle come, and the Canadian cattle did very well the second year. Cattle that I was very close to came, and they won the best 3 females, and they are still voted the best 3 females after all these years.
All these years, eh?
Yeah. And it was a cow family, 3 full sisters. They won the produce, they won the best 3 females, and then it was pretty exciting, but I wasn't here to see it.
I was going to say, what were top animals selling for in '69 compared to today?
69, well, things had got a little more expensive, but I bought the mother of these 3 sisters when she was 7 weeks old for $4,500. And my mother phoned me and says, "Bert, please be careful, you're spending other people's money." But we sold her last son for $600,000.
No, that's not bad business.
Yeah.
That's not bad business. That's not bad business. Hey, tell us about, I guess, how the cattle have changed, how the show itself has changed over the years, the individuals.
I would say maybe the cattle haven't changed so much, but the udders have changed immensely.
Yeah.
We've got more height and width, and the udders have improved more than the cows. For some of us, we think some of the cows have got too frail. 50 years ago, our cows were not taller, but they were stronger, built, a little more substance to them. But certainly our udders, and maybe our feet and legs also, have improved quite a bit in the last year.
Yeah, I should ask you, you never introduced your colleague here, your coaching colleague here, Murray.
Murray Reissner,
Yeah.
long-time person involved in Ontario, and when they thought I got too old to drive, they suggested Murray would come along and be the driver, and now he is involved with the coaching and working together, and he's also involved. We have a big 4-H show at the Royal coming up.
Yeah.
He is now the chairman of that, and needs to get things involved, and we got to keep it going.
For people who haven't, you've been coming for '69. I think you mentioned you missed a year or 2 along the way. For people who don't come, why should they come?
I never missed a year coming here, but I missed the first 2.
Okay.
I wasn't able to come.
If people aren't coming, why should they come?
Well, I mean, if you've got cows coming, then there's a reason why you come.
Yeah.
When Ontario was very strong in the Holstein business, we had a lot of people come from Ontario. Ontario is not as strong today as Quebec, and Quebec has a lot of people that come, and there's a lot of cattle here from Quebec. We've got a nice number of cattle from Ontario, but not like it used to be when we were a powerhouse here. For, I think we won 23 or 24 times in a row state herd.
Right.
But we haven't been able to do that since Quebec and Wisconsin become powerhouses.
Tough competitors, eh?
Yep.
Now, I'm assuming you'll be back here next year with a new team, and maybe you guys are going to compete again next year, or try to make the team?
No, we can't.
Oh, you're not able? Okay.
One trip is all we allow them.
One trip.
They can all compete in the Ontario competition next year because we don't allow the winner to come back.
Right.
And this year's winner was on last year's team.
Right.
But she didn't win in Ontario last year, but she couldn't come.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll be back next year. Are you coming back next year?
Murray will be here next year.
I'll meet you guys back here.
If I'm well.
Oh, I know.
If I'm well, I'll be here.
We'll see you back here again next year, okay? Thanks very much, and maybe a win next year.
Well, that'd be wonderful.
Awesome, good stuff.
That'd be too much for
RealAgriculture.com, the World Dairy Expo.